Probably more than I was aware of.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, you know. I mean, things that I thought that were one thing, I'll find out from, you know, our demonologist or other people that we've worked with, that no, close but no cookie, you know. This is what da-da-da is going on. I'm like, oh, how do you tell the difference? And then they teach me, you know. But to be honest with you, yeah.
I was just going to say they like to mimic. They like to mimic and
little children and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, anytime I get, we got a little spirit of a girl or something here, my red flags go up until proven otherwise. I want, yeah, because they like to lull you in, get your guard down, drop your guard, and then they pounce. You know how that goes. But yeah,
I know. We have those too, and I'm like, it's so funny because I'll get a call and I'm listening to what they're saying, and I'll make a couple phone calls, and immediately all of us are ding, ding, ding. It's not a kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, do you use trigger objects on your investigations? You know, like maybe for kids, if they are kids, you use for the, you know, maybe some toys or dolls or something.
Actually, we haven't yet. I've really been watching some of the shows, and I'm like, we need to try this. We need to try that. So, actually, our new tech guy, Tommy, has got us telling us, oh, let's do this, let's do that. We're like, hey, that sounds great. You know, and he's a blessing and a half to have. I mean, he keeps us together. And he's got just wonderful ideas, and he's talking about, like you said, trigger objects and things. And we've used a couple at people's houses, things that they tend to be drawn to. We'll have them go get it, and we'll set it up somewhere and see if we can, you know, get them to interact with it or whatever. But that's about as far as, you know, anything like that goes. So,
what's your when you guys investigate? What's your favorite piece of equipment, your go-to that you really like the best on all the stuff that's out there?
I would say probably the voice recorder. Yeah, because it could pick up things I can't hear.
Right.
You know, and it's caught things that I completely, totally missed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. When did this happen? And you have to, you know, go back and find out. And, and that I'm kind of old school. I'm the dork that goes in front of everybody and puts my feelers out and kind of finds them. And people come behind me and use their equipment, take pictures and get EVPs and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So. Yeah. That's right. And I'm so used to back before we had this equipment, going out myself and doing it. And the very first thing I ever used was a camera, and then I got really brave and got a recorder, and now I have an EMS meter and yada yada. But truthfully, for years we didn't have all that stuff. So, you know. Yeah, because remember, I'm 59, and it was me. And I'm so used to still doing it, I kind of depend on other people to take a lot of pictures, because I don't take a lot of pictures because I get into talking to the spirit or whatever, you know, and trying to find them. And one thing I do have to admit that I am in love with are the portals. Have you used one yet?
No, I haven't. I don't have any personally, but I have been on a team that have used them a couple times. I don't know. I haven't used them enough or been around them enough to evaluate if they're really good or not. So what's your take on them?
Oh, my God. Oh, yes. There's a place here in Tacoma. It's called Freight House Square, and it's been around for over 100 years, and it just takes up an entire block. And back during World War I, II, Korea, and Vietnam, it was a way station for the dead. There was a morgue in the basement, the length of this thing. And because there's a train that runs right out behind it. So they would drop bodies off. Let's say they come in from Korea or whatever. They drop the bodies off. As soon as the train going to their hometown, they would load it. So, of course, we have people that decided, spirits are going to stay. And we've had a suicide, a couple of deaths over the years. There was another suicide right outside the building, yada, yada. It's haunted. And we did investigation there. We do them every month because we have meetings, our team meetings at Freight House. And we were downstairs in one of the big party rooms last year because you can rent these big rooms. And Tommy had his portal out, and I will tell you, there's a couple of them there had us cracking up. They answer you real time. You can have conversations with them. You can hear them discussing between each other before they answer a question.
You're talking about the spirits? You're talking about the spirits?
Yeah,
right?
The spirits you can
right.
hear everything. And there's none of that because it's not an AM/FM radio that's been tweaked.
What portal are you talking about? Which one are you talking about?
A portal is a newfangled ghost box.
Okay.
And it is amazing. That's all I can say. I mean, one of the gals on our team during investigation kept interrupting her boyfriend, and one of the spirits said, "Shh, hush."
Oh, my. Oh,
we were dying, and this one girl named Sarah, spirit, she just kept coming up with stuff. And I told her, I said, you know what? If you would still be alive, or if I was alive in your time, I would have loved to hang out with you. We could have had so much fun. She says, I think so too. And it's just, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've used it at the clearing that we just did last month, and got to find out kind of why a couple of the spirits were there. Some of them weren't talking. They were just mumbling to each other. They wouldn't make any sense. But two of them were really telling what was going on. And but that thing is amazing. I wish I would have had it years ago. Would have made things so much easier than trying to figure out what words were the actual spirits compared to picking up, a word from the radio.
Right. They've got so much technology coming out, I can't even keep up with it. But, yeah, that sounds like a really good piece of equipment right there.
Yeah, they're called portals, and I could see why, and they are absolutely amazing, and I recommend it for anybody, any group out there. Check them out. I mean, wow. And it takes a lot to impress me anymore, but that just got me, and I'm hooked. And like I said, we have Tommy, our tech guy, and he's going to keep us rolling in the awesome stuff. So I'm sure he'll be coming up with new toys every time we turn around. So,
right.
Yeah.
And you must have a place, like you say, that cemetery, or maybe even that place, where you can maybe train some new people, or a good place to go to help train people. Is that correct? Something like that, maybe?
Yeah, but that's just me. I don't know how other people do it, But I have a cemetery that I know is very, very active, and it's a settler cemetery in Lakewood, Washington. It's an old settler cemetery. And the first time that I took my first team in to train them there, I mean, we saw a tall, dark figure run from one tree to the other, just boom, and we all froze. And I was like, oh my God, let's go. So I'm booking down there, and of course, he's going to be hit or climbing up in the tree like we're dogs that, for hunting dogs or something.
But
yeah, and the guy's up in the tree. God, leave me alone, go.
But people chasing me in a cemetery.
I mean, think about it. We talk to people that nobody could see. We take pictures of nothing. I mean, we would seem a little weird. People go, God, you're weird. And I'm like, yes, thank you. You get it. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. But, yeah, it just, yeah. but this place has got little animals, like little rabbits that you think is an actual tiny animal running by your feet, but it's not.
Oh, my.
And, oh, yeah. And there are huge, gigantic, bright orbs in the middle of the night that follow people around.
Oh.
Did
you just say orbs?
Okay, I don't even want to go there. I know the difference. I am not getting into that argument with you.
Wait a minute, I just got to ask you, were they warm and fuzzy or were they just regular orbs?
They're warm and fuzzy, and they have their PJs on. No, God. Look, honey, he's got zip-up jammies. Oh, yeah, but no, but truthfully, they were just, like I said, we treat people with respect.
Right.
And we were talking to them, and where a couple of us saw this gigantic orb behind one of our people, and she was bent down reading one of the headstones, and it was right behind her, and it kept popping up with pictures behind her, and I says, hon, you got somebody who likes you. And she goes, what? And I go, look. She goes, oh. And I was like, did you know it was there? No. So then you're fine. Move along. We'll talk when this is over. You know, it's not going to hurt you. It didn't push you down and go poof, and then run. So you're fine. You know,
it didn't goose you while you're bent over looking at the headstone. You're good.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yeah, she's a tiny little petite thing too, so it wouldn't surprise me, but didn't happen. But yeah, so I mean, this place it's just hopping. I mean, ghost box sessions, EVPs, everything is just they want to talk because there's not a lot of people that go in there, and
yeah, you know, a long time ago, people used to picnic and stuff in cemeteries. I mean, way back in the 1800s, and you know, if people were dead and they were around when people were picnicking, they don't have that interaction with humans anymore in the cemetery, so to speak, until you get a crazy team out there investigating, like you guys chasing them around.
Yeah. Well, okay, I have to tell you something weird. Back, okay, when my son is 36 now, when he was about 3, my mom and I decided we wanted to go have a picnic. Well, every time it was midsummer, couldn't find a park that had a place. And my mom says, hey, there's a cemetery up there. Let's go sit up there. I said, hey, it's quiet. Let's do it. So we go booking up, go back towards the back part off the road by the back wall, find a beautiful tree, set it out, and we picnic back there. My son's running around picking, dandelions and little flowers and just having fun. God's truth. 2.5 years later, my mom dies. She's buried towards the front, kitty corner, exactly straight line from where we picnicked.
Oh, my.
Tell me that's coincidence. Yeah, I mean, let me tell you. And I realized what it was, and I was like, oh, my God, there's that tree in the rhododendron bush.
Yep, there's all over again.
And I told my sister, she looked at me and she goes, okay, wow. I mean, that's just weird. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yep.
Hey, let me ask you this. You ever have anything follow you home?
Oh, continuously.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you might as well just take a van or a bus then and bring them home. How do you deal with that?
Well,
how do you keep from going? How do you keep from following you home, or how do you deal with that?
Okay, this is God's truth. My daughter and I have gone shopping at Fred Meyer's, and somebody hopped in the back with us, followed us out, and got in the van. And Lex turns around, and my daughter looks at me, and she goes, Mom, and I go, I know, I can see him. I said, excuse me, sir, but you cannot come home with us. You have to get out. And he starts to argue, and I said, okay, let me explain this to you. There's no arguing, okay? My van, my rules, go. And he was like, and he took off. I've had people follow me home from everywhere you could think of, and I have to continually try to remember to say, before I get to my van, you have to stay. You cannot come with me, especially cemeteries. You are not coming with me. Do not cross this line. You have to stay here. No. Mm-hmm. And my daughter has got amazing abilities. She sees the dark people, the tall men, as they call them, dark spirits and all that. And she could see things I can't. A lot of